In 1860, 20 years earlier, I found a slave schedule of a man named John, also in Lafayette County, who may have enslaved Old Fellow and or his parents. That is the only name as an enslaver that I found in Lafayette County.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, we wouldn't know that without DNA or additional documentation, but we know that slaves were often just numbers. Enslaved people, rather, were often just numbers.
Right. Okay.
And so we can see that on slide number 12, where we have a really long list of people who are enslaved under John.
Oh my God.
What was really interesting to me is the note on the left side that somebody was called an idiot, talking about
Wow.
their intellectual or physical differences. That's what they were denoted as.
Wow. Okay. This is just numbers.
Yeah, just numbers. But that
Mm.
is Mr. Porter.
Okay. So this is my great great grandfather, and this is a possible owner of my great great grandfather.
Mhm.
Wow.
So
And
what's
this is
that
in
feel like?
Mississippi. And this is in Mississippi.
This is in Lafayette County in Mississippi.
What does it feel like? It's it feels so close. You know, like the conversation around slavery is always like it was just this otherworldly time, you know, as if it's like, you know, the time of Attila and the Huns. And it's right here just in a document. You know, it's not even like it's being passed down by some like griot, you know, who's giving some tale of word of mouth. Like it's right here. And even if John didn't own, you know, my family, he owned these other families.
Yeah.
Like as a person, he owned people. Um just really deplorable,
Yeah.
truly.
I find a lot of people when I put their documentation together, they always say, is it normal for all of this information to feel overwhelming? And I'm like, yes, that is a normal
Yeah.
reaction. Yeah.
Yeah, because you're trying to make something make sense, you know, in your mind that really doesn't. It's really actually unconscionable. And then it's actually in you. Then, you know, like I think that your nerves start to wake up because they're like kind of traveling to connect to something that they know.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, Huey's mother, Georgia Lee, her parents were John and Amanda Harrison.
What the hell are you talking about? What? There was
Go to
an
the next
Amanda
slide. There
on
was
my
a whole
father's side?
Amanda. Yes, there was an Amanda, a Black Amanda. In the 1910 census, we're back in Arkansas,
What?
Jasper Township, and you'll see
I
John
see
Harrison and Amanda,
it.
the wife.
Trippy. Because he did not name me. So that's fascinating. And Amanda's
Mm,
not like a common name of this era.
it is not.
Okay.
What I found most interesting here is that Amanda birthed 17 children.
Who's these vaginas that be birthing? Like, I keep hearing this lately. I'm just like, how? I mean, by the third one, you're just coughing and having the baby. You know, like 17.
Now, not
Why?
all of them survived.
Okay.
Only 6 of them are alive in 1910. But she was
Wow.
pregnant
She
multiple
lost that
times. I'm not
many
going to say
children.
17 because some of them could have been multiples, but she was a lot of pregnant.
Wow. Okay. Damn.
Now, there are
Damn.
some notations here. So she is noted as born in Mississippi.
Yep.
Her father, North
Mhm.
Carolina. Her mother, Vermont. I don't know if that's
Vermont?
accurate. That threw me. I was like, how did you get what?
I mean,
It could
that's
have
how
been
she got
Virginia
such a
because I
weird
did VA
name.
later, but that was an interesting find there.
Okay.
And then obviously Georgia Lee is in the household, and that is Huey Sr.'s mother.
And Amanda is who?
Amanda is Georgia's mother.
Ah, okay. So she's a great great grandmother.
Yes.
Ha, cool. All right.
All
Great
right.
great
So we're
grandma
talking
Amanda.
about Geraldine, Miss
Okay.
Jerry. What do you remember
Yes.
about Jerry?
She was mean.
Oh,
So to my understanding, well, she was okay. Let's not fair. I won't say that she was mean, but she was just very cold. Like she didn't really have much kind of like vibes towards me. But I remember her being very cold to my mom, and it kind of being this. There was always this energy that my mom was trying to trap this man, and my mom was not pressed about this man at all. Like as the story goes, when my mother's water broke, she mopped it up and then went to the hospital. That's the type of lady that she is. And then my godmother, Auntie Barbara, called my father and he showed up to the hospital in his own scrubs. That's the kind of person we're dealing with. And she had not spoken to him in like months. So she went through her pregnancy, by herself with like her friends at work. And um, then a couple of weeks later, he took us out to lunch and on the way home did a pit stop at UCLA to do a DNA test.
yo, that's crazy. That is bananas.
My mom was like, where are we going? And he was like, oh, we're just gonna do this DNA test real quick. She was like, I mean,
All
whatever,
right.
bruh. Like
All
if
right.
that's what you need. So and Grandma Jerry essentially was like kind of cold to my mom, but then to my understanding, there was some type of situation where her attitude towards my mom shifted, and I don't know if it's because like she realized like, oh, like my son be on one, but like eventually like before she passed, her attitude towards my mom shifted, and like she had like reached out to my mom and like gave her a blessing and like all the above. Because I think what it was that she realized that my dad like really wasn't trying to care for me, and it was like, well, we're not gonna do that. Like if that's your daughter, that's your daughter.
Yeah.
So I think that's what turned the corner.
So do you know what your dad and Jerry's relationship was like? Was that warm at all?
No, because I don't think she was a warm person. So to my understanding, basically they had like a good life, and then she got divorced. When she got divorced from my grandfather, they moved to the projects in Roxbury. And
Yes.
that is apparently when things went like left.
Mm.
And I think that was for my father, like from what I understand or what I remember from him telling me, like that was just like a very difficult time for him because like their quality of life like shifted drastically. And I think it was also like really racist in Boston. And so that was also like very difficult.
Yeah, I can imagine. And it's probably like some sort of stigma that is attached to being divorced because I noticed that on most of like the directories, Geraldine was always listed as Mrs., even though she was unmarried. So I just found that
Hmm.
really interesting. Like she maintained Mrs.
Yeah.
Geraldine.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.